Hey ladies, today is Sunday, October 18th, 2020, 66 weeks, 15 months, still, so 66 weeks. So Michaela is 15 months, 1 week, and like 3 days old. So we are in the full swing of toddlerhood, and we had our 15-month appointment this week, and so just a few updates. So really crazy to me the way she is growing. And I know girls and boys grow at different rates, but she was born in like the 32nd percentile. Like, she wasn't large at all when she was born. She weighed 6 pounds 11 ounces. And from what my understanding was, and again, I'm not an expert, just from what I was told by my lactation consultant at the time, that the growth matters as long as they're growing on their curve. So it doesn't matter the percentile as long as they're growing along the line of that percentile. So I don't know if you've ever charted or at very least looked at the growth chart, and they kind of have a curve that the child grows on based off their age and size and all of that. And that's how they figure the percentiles. So in regards to that, I was told that, it doesn't matter what percentile your child is at. If your child's at 90 percentile, as long as they're growing along the 90 percentile curve, or if they're at 30 percentile, whatever, as long as they're growing along the 30 percentile curve, that's what you wanted to see. And now she was a lactation consultant. I'm not sure what the qualifications are for that. She wasn't a doctor. I know Michaela's gastroenterologist mentioned something about growth, but I honestly don't remember what it is. None of that matters at this point, because Michaela, who was born in like 32nd percentile, in that range, is now in the 90th percentile, which is crazy to me. So she weighs 24 pounds, 12 ounces, and she's 32 inches tall, and I think it was 47.5 centimeters was her head measurement. But regardless, in all three categories, she is in the 90th percentile, and it was crazy. And a little concerning to me because, again, her doctor wasn't concerned. These are just my own personal, thoughts about it. But I was told they're not supposed to have like a drastic increase as far as their percentiles. But then again, that doesn't really make sense to me, because I do know they have growth spurts. Listen, this information was coming from my lactation consultant. It was probably wrong. Her doctor was really happy to see her weight up. And doctors have different philosophies on that. And, different parts of the world, there are different philosophies on what babies should look like. Like, in some parts of the world, if your baby's not roly-poly and full of rolls and fat, not so much your toddler, but like if your baby isn't that, they think it's something wrong. Like, they like to see nice, big, chubby babies. In other parts of the world, that's not as important, right? Or they'll be concerned if the baby is overweight or whatever. So, but it's all different. Now, toddlers, of course, they tend to lose weight because they're doing so much rolling around. And so they, and when I say lose weight, they tend not to have as many rolls. So that I should say that instead of lose weight, because Michaela has not lost any weight. She has gained weight, but she doesn't look roly. She never really did, honestly, but she doesn't look roly-poly. She does have this big old baby belly, but she doesn't, but other than that, she's, she seems fine, I guess. She doesn't look extraordinarily chubby, but she has this big old baby belly. But she did jump from she didn't jump from 30 to 90th. I mean, there's been, she was gradually getting there. Like, I think before this, she was in the 60th percentile at her 12-month appointment. But I'm like, you are steadily getting kind of big, and what's going on? Because she's super picky with eating. So it's not like she's eating all the time. You know, she still breastfeeds. And I don't know if I can attribute it to that, but like she does, you know, she doesn't eat a lot. She loves oatmeal. She loves farina or cream of wheat. She likes peanut butter. So I just started getting her to eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and I was holding off on that. But again, I know jelly's not great, yada yada. But listen, fed is fed to some extent, and she, you know, instead of eating nothing, because I couldn't get her to eat really much meat, fish, beans, you know, things with protein. So peanut butter, you know, has protein. She doesn't drink milk that's not breast milk, so it was really hard to, you know, milk has protein. She doesn't eat eggs. She has, but she won't eat them consistently. So, you know, she will eat hard-boiled like yolk, but she doesn't like scrambled eggs and stuff like that. So it's just, there's a limit on what we can get in her mouth. And it's, you know, it's hit or miss, because sometimes she just won't even try anything. Like, she'll see the food come, and like I try to feed her, and she's just like, you know, she won't open her mouth. And then if I let her try to do it herself, a lot of times she takes the food and throw it on the floor to the dog, or she just plays with it without really putting it in her mouth. So it's just really interesting. So she doesn't actually eat a lot of food, because there's so many things she will not eat. She has like French fries. She will eat sweet potato French fries. She will eat sweet potatoes sometimes, but sweet potato French fries she will eat. And these are things she used to love, like sweet potatoes and just like, you know, and like different things when she was younger. But then when she became a toddler, when she was younger, I had no problem. She'd eat everything. But now it's funny, when she was younger, she would eat everything, and she was still on the smaller side, and now she eats hardly nothing, and she's on the larger side. I don't know. But she's also very tall for her age. Like I said, she's 32 inches, which is tall. But again, none of that is an indication of anything, because girls, you know, boys, they grow at different rates, and, you know, doesn't mean she'll be like 6'4". And if she is, great, you know, but I don't see that happening. But, you know, when she gets older, that's no indication of anything at this point. It's just good she's growing and she's healthy. Her doctor wasn't concerned. So I'm not concerned. I think I just marvel at how this happens. And her doctor also kind of told me that we need to spend more time getting messy. So I'm not really a mess. I don't like messy. I know children are messy, but, you know, I don't know. I don't like, I know I'm going to have to get over that, right? But her doctor was saying, like, I should do finger painting with her. And I'm like, isn't she just going to eat the finger paint? Like, to me, it seemed like she was a little young for that. But I don't know, you know. I'm like, she was like, yeah, well, if you do it with her. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be spending a lot of time fighting her to not eat the paint. You know, we might get someone some paper or something, but we're going to get something all over in her, you know, eating it. But I know there's some that's non-toxic and all of that. And so, but still, she was like, we should do sand and, you know, stuff like that. And she's probably right. Maybe I need to spend more time doing sensory stuff. I do these, as I showed in a prior video, Your Baby Can Learn. And on those videos, they have a section where, in their discovery package, where the mom, she does like a bowl full of shaving cream with some like food coloring in it. Now I would think whipped cream would be better than shaving cream in case they eat it, but just so the child could feel it, and like linguine, you know, so the feeling of just playing in noodles, and they do chocolate pudding and flour and jello. So just big bowls of these things so the child can like basically just put their hands in, and it's messy, you know, it's fine, but they're outside, like sitting outside, getting covered in this stuff, but like chocolate pudding, and it sounds fun and cool, and the child's just really doing a lot of sensory, I guess, you know, it's really for that, like to get the feeling of like the child is describing, oh, this is squishy and this is, but the reality is this child's also older than Michaela. I think she's like 3, but whatever. But it would be good to probably do some of that type of stuff. I haven't done anything like that. I mean, we do water when she's in the bath, and certain things that she eats, she tries to squish them in her hands, but that's the extent of it. I thought about Play-Doh at one point, but then again, I was like, I thought she was too young for any of that stuff. So I haven't really. I know she can't build anything, but maybe just to squish it. I don't know. But the doctor was like, yeah, give her more messy time. Messy kids are happy kids and this and that. I'm like, okay. And so other than that, everything was fine. She had 2 vaccinations. She cried. What's also really crazy is that from the moment we walked in the door, Michaela was essentially crying. Like, she knew where we were. I guess this is my assumption, that she knew where we were when I was undressing her so she can get weighed and all of that. She was having a fit. Like, she just was, and it was like the worst one ever. She had never acted like that until this time. And I was kind of shocked and a little embarrassed. Like, I'm like, listen, don't be out in these streets embarrassing me. Acting up. But she's too young to understand any of that. But it was just like screaming because she didn't want to get weighed, like, it just, everything just screaming. I couldn't put her down, it was like she was trying to climb up me. It was just bad. I was like, wait, what? And I guess it just stems from the fact that every time we go there, they're giving her a shot. And she's just like, you know what? I'm done with these people. The moment she walked in the door, she just had a fit like I had never seen. I actually thought at some point something was wrong. Not because of that, but after she got her 2 vaccinations, like, she was screaming and like not breathing and and all this, like literally doing that and falling over. And I just was like, I had never seen her act like that. So I asked the doctor to come back, and I was like, is she okay? Like, what, like, why? Like, I know she's upset, but I had never seen that level of upsetness with her. And so the doctor was like, oh, she's okay. She's just angry, she's just upset. She needs to calm down. And we got her dressed and got out of there, and she was fine. But it was just, just falling over and, just holding her breath. And it was just like, wait, could she not really, like, I don't know. I had never seen it before. So now I guess I know what to expect, but it was just, yeah, I didn't like it. So, but other than that, all's well. Quick update on her navel. It has gotten smaller. Her doctor examined it and said that she does not need surgery currently, but they don't make the determination normally unless it's a huge problem, on whether surgery is needed until she's 4. So, I'm like, I don't, but anyway, hers has gone down some, and the doctor says she thinks it will go down completely. Of course, that's not guaranteed. She just thinks it will go away, but she said that determination is not made until they're 4. So I got a very rude comment from someone telling me, like, I shouldn't care about it. It's all cosmetic and this and that. And I shouldn't care whether she got an Audi, and I should just listen to doctors. It's not a problem and all that. Because of a video I did a few weeks ago where I said, I'm not sure whether she should have surgery or not. Again, if that person actually watched the video and paid attention, they would have heard that I said, I'm not sure that having an Audi is the same as having an umbilical hernia, and she has an umbilical hernia. So does that just lead to an Audi that is completely benign and there's no symptoms to? Then that is fine with me, because I will not put her through any surgery or anything for cosmetic reasons. That's just my personal feeling. But if it is something more, because this was a hernia, then I would definitely consider surgery if it's for health reasons, but they don't make that determination. I knew they waited until the child was around 5 to see if it's going to resolve itself, but the doctor told me very recently, just this past week, that at 4 they would look to see if a surgery was needed. So that is what I said. It is not that because I am anti-Audi belly button, if that's even a thing. But you know how trolls are. But yeah, someone was like, oh, you should leave it alone, and the doctor said, and this and that. I do absolutely nothing to it. I did mention that when she was much younger, I bought some things to try to cover it, because they do make those things, but they didn't last 10 minutes, and they didn't work out for us, so we did not use them, and so we are just dealing with the way the doctor said to do it. But would I prefer she not have an Audi? Yes, I would. And so if that makes me some sort of Audi biased person, I guess I am. But if she has an Audi, oh well, you know. I don't really think it'll make that much of a difference. But yeah, I prefer she not have an Audi because I know you can see them in shirts and different things like that. And, you know, she may feel self-conscious about it at some point. But then again, she may not, because no matter what happens, she'll be amazingly beautiful either way. So there. But anyway, just my update. And hope all is well. Everyone stay safe, and I will talk to you soon.